Hello, and welcome back, Pro Cycling Manager 2019. Sorry I missed you on Monday. I was traveling with work and just couldn't get a video out, spending some time with the fam, doing all the things I really should do once I'm back. But here I am, and it's time to play some PCM 2019 in career mode. We're in the middle of the Tour of Colombia with Ep06. Don't forget, if you like what you see here, do give us a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well, and leave your comments below on where you think I'm going wrong, because I don't profess to be an expert here by any stretch. Before we get too excited, let's have a look at where we're up to here. Tour of Colombia, we've been through the first 5 stages. It's just this final mountain stage to run. Ultimately, it's going to be a case of sitting in the bunch and attacking at the end. So Sergio Paulinho is my man. Yuri Branjau is not far away either. So it's going to be interesting to see where we go. Those two both running inside the top 10. We'll just try and get them inside the top 10. Let's not get too carried away with ourselves. So let's kick that one off. Let's kick this one off then. Put my teeth back in. Go away for a couple of days and forget how to speak. And let's go racing once again. Right then, we're on the starting line for this station. And floating in the middle of nowhere. These guys are sharing an arm. Right then. Let's just pause this and get our team to the front. We've got a couple of good feeling riders here, which is good. Let's where are our front runners here? None of the front runners are really we've got Conchi over there, so we're going to get Branjau to sit on Conchi, Silva to protect Branjau. Paulinho, you can sit on Conchi as well. Angelo, you can protect Paulinho. The Silva, you can sit, guess what, on Conchi. And Gerardo, you can also sit on Conchi. All right. What I'm also going to do is just increase their effort level so that we don't get dropped in the early stages of this one. I don't expect that we'll need to use anything like this, but just in case a group goes away and the peloton accelerates in pursuit. All right, let's fire this one off then. And already we've got a fall. There's a big crash further back. So they've lost a couple of minutes. Has Gerardo. He's just going to sit in that group and see if he can get himself brought back. That's why we try and sit at the front of the group. For precisely that reason. Not a bad looking scenery in this game, is it? They do all right. So the field is working its way forwards. There's still some 2 minutes back to the crash. I expect that's probably going to be done for the day. They're riding pretty hard and using a fair bit of energy, so they might just get on. They might get on. And Gerardo just sitting there. There we go. All back together. Lovely jobblies. So, no one that we need to worry about is out in the escape group. They're only about a minute up the road. Everyone that matters is in this group. You can see all the jerseys in the main group. Map. Pretty straightforward. Gets a little bit twisty up towards the finish. So I have to just watch out for that. There's obviously a pretty steep climb there. we have a look back at the profile, that's sort of revealed here. We've got one really steep section here of sort of upwards of 10% just at the foot of the final climb. Probably down here somewhere, you would think. So, ones to watch out for a little bit later on in the stage. Alright, so just heading through the valley now on the approach to the last of the categorized climbs for the day, and we've then got this behemoth at the end of the day waiting for us. So, up the road, the breakaway is nothing to really be too concerned about. They're 3.5 minutes clear. The best placed rider is about 5 minutes down on the overall, so not really a contender for outright honours. However, could potentially take the day. The peloton's also dwindling just a little bit, starting to be a few groups that have really been packed off the back, including Nicholas Roach, who's peeing nowhere, to the point where they're probably not going to come back anytime soon. But all the contenders are up here. I've got the top 10 on the GC highlighted there in yellow there. Of course, I've got two riders in there. We've got Branjau and Paulinho. So I've got this last of the categorized Category 3 climbs, and then this mammoth climb. I'm just going to get Gerardo to do a quick run for some water before we get too excited, and that way we should be good to go up this last, what's that, about a 10 kilometer climb at the end of the stage, starting with that big black section there from about 137, 138 kilometers into this stage. So just going to test them. The good thing is Paulinho's got plenty of energy, hasn't used too much. Branjau's not doing too badly either. All our guys are looking okay at this point. We just need to stay at the front of the race and be ready to cover off any attacks as they come. Just need to be mindful of our gel as well. Normally on a flat stage you use that sort of 5 kilometers out and it kicks in about as you need to sprint. In this instance, because we're going to go uphill, we're going to be much slower, so you probably want to use that almost at 2 kilometers to go. Because you'll be going about half the speed, if not even less. But good to see Paulinho and the team are up towards the front. So we're nicely positioned as we move up towards this climb. Where's Gerardo with the water? Here he comes. Good. So this is where we'll just leave the team in the bunch and see how we go. Everyone now starting to attack and try and jockey for position as we approach the foot of this climb. It's a little lump in the road for a very slight downhill, and then the road turns northwards. The breakaway group is split up. 2.5 minutes is the front of the race away now, so that'll likely be caught, you would think. Gerardo, he's basically done for the day, isn't he, already? They're riding hard. They're riding really hard at the front of the race. Now, what we are going to do, Branjau and Paulinho, will get you guys to ride at more or less your own pace. Let's go for 80 to begin with and just see where that leaves us. We want to sit with the front runners, but without exerting too much effort. Probably using a little bit too much there. Let's just drop that back to about 75 each. And we're going to put Silva and Angelo to the absolute limit so that they can stick with our team leaders for as long as they can. Do we have someone who's perhaps a little bit better on the mountains? Not really, no. Perhaps if we do that, that might be the way to go. Yeah, we don't really have the cover that we'd ideally like, but that's okay. Alright, we've got an attack going here, so Branjal needs to follow that one, so too Paulinho. All the eggs in one basket now. Paulinho, let's crank that effort up a little bit. See if we can ride those guys back onto our wheel. Question is, I really need to sacrifice one of these for the other. Because Silver is just not hanging on as well as I'd really like him to. Branjalo's gone way too hard. Just get him to sit on Chavez. Paulinho, who have we got here? You can sit on Chichone. So we just recover a little bit of energy here. How's the scenery? I'm just gonna see if we can get Branjal just to ride off the front a little bit of these guys. We've got 5.1 kilometers for the leaders. We're not in that group. We're about a minute and a half back, so we need to be just a little bit careful about exactly where we are so that we don't use our don't use our bars too early. So Paulinho to move forward just a little bit. He's a little bit too far back for my liking. Branjal's just burning up a little bit too quickly, so I'll drop him down a touch. Branjal's done. He's absolutely done. Have a look. He's run out of the yellow bar. His red is now dropping like a stone. Using a lot of energy up front. We'll get Paulinho just to sit in on Chavez. Branjal, we are now just recovering a little bit. Get him to come over and just suck a wheel if he can. He's got basically nothing left. We're at 2 kilometers from the top of this one. It's unlikely that... Alright, let's use our bars. We've got a couple of attacks coming here. Just accelerations even, not really attacks, are they? But here we go. In the last little bit of this stage, Bernal is up there. He probably needs to use a little bit more energy, but we can't afford to use too much because he'll pop really quickly. Paulinho's been caught a kilometer ago now. It's pretty much do or die time. The bar still being absorbed, not yet active for Branjal. It's active for Paulinho, though. It's time to give it large. Paulinho's got nothing left to sprint with either. Branjau, he's doing everything he can. The leaders are already well up the road from us. We're just trying to net a top 10 if we can get one. Paulinho's going all right here, though. Get him to sprint, see if we can nab a place on the line. Branjau's got basically nothing left, but that's not bad. That's not bad. Where were we there? 7th on the final stage. That's okay. I'll take that. Probably went a little bit too hard, a little bit too early at the bottom of that climb, but that's okay. Not really a climbing team. So let's see how we did in the final standings. So in the general classification, we picked up 4th and 5th, which I'm absolutely stoked with. It's not a race that really means a whole lot to us, but to be 4th and 5th is pretty handy. No, we didn't even really try for the sprinters or the mountain classification under 25. I don't think we even had a rider in. Teams classification 8th overall. We really did sacrifice the team pretty hard for that one, but we've got the likes of Team Ineos in the race, and Mitchelton Scott. I mean, we beat Mitchelton Scott in Quick Step and Bahrain Merida, so a pretty good job all told, I would say. So that is the Tour of Colombia. Let's see, what is our next race here? Let's have a look. Where is the planner? That's not what I want at all. Let's have a look at the calendar. That's what I wanted. Here we go. So we've got the Tour of Algarve coming up next. That will be on our next show. So do stick around and catch that one. That should be out on Friday. Before then, we'll have our pro rider to contend with, Max Venturi. Now, a race winner, of course, so do stick around for that one. That's coming up for you tomorrow. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to give us the thumbs up. Consider subscribing as well. Hit that little bell icon alongside the subscribe button. That means you'll get notified every time we post a video. As always, thanks for your company, and as always, keep riding.